guys, it's your sister, Jessie Woo. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe. So you can join the Black Women Tribe during Black Women's Month. Oh my God, it is almost over. Black Women's Month is almost over. Drop in the comments, let me know how your Black Women's Month was. Also, I think Black Women's Ramadan is still going on. So for those of you guys who are still celebrating Ramadan, am I wrong? If I'm wrong, just disregard this. Just disregard this part of the video. But you know what? To those of you guys who did celebrate Ramadan, I hope that you got everything that your heart desired from your is it your Lord or is it your God? Or well, God, right? I pray you got all your heart's desires. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Salaikum shalom. Also, guys, Ghana's Woocation is finally up. Go to woocationghana.sortedchalet.com to book your spot to meet me for Dirty December in Ghana. I'm so excited. Like, I'm beyond excited. If you've seen my vlogs for Ghana, you know that Sorted Chalet and I have a very, very good time whenever I touch Ghana, and I wanted to make sure that you all get the same experience that I got. So hurry up, book your spot. I will see you in Ghana for Dirty December. You don't want to miss this. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, so period. All right, so as we wrap up Black Women's Month, we're going to wrap up Temptation Island, child. Lord, we're going to go through episode 8 and 9. But before I do that, also, if you want to be a member, go ahead and join by clicking the join next to my name or hitting the link in my description box, and I'll see y'all in the members. All right, y'all, episode 8, we start off with Brother lays hands on him. He is going back into the women's villa, and we have Amaya that pulls him to the side to confront him.
I feel like I don't agree with a lot of things that you've done. You said you didn't cheat on her, but you did.
And you know, this is post him calling Amaya a weirdo, only to turn around and ask her on a date. And so she lets him know, listen, I don't like the way your behavior is in this villa. I don't like the fact that you're cheating on your girlfriend and that you're lying about it. I don't like your disrespect for me. And his whole thing was, well, I cheated on my girlfriend here.
You got to separate like the real world from the what's going on here.
There's a difference between here and the outside. And it's like, Breon, do you think that Amaya is as dumb as Shantae? Like, Shantae's dumb, okay? But Amaya is not giving Shantae. Okay, so please, during Black Women's Month, please, spare me, spare her, spare us all, please. Anyway, she says that she does not want to go on a date with him, period.
So I'm gonna decline the date.
And period. Elvis Jr. and Shower Girl go on a date, and he makes sure to let her know that she is not the second choice.
I'm excited to continue to learn more about you. Yes, you're not a second option.
Ashley and Danny Boy go on a date, and they are making pottery.
This is where we...
Honestly, this is a sexy date. It's sensual. It's cute. It's just giving. It's just, I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. They connect on another level. They kiss. And I just wish Pete Davidson would have put up more of a fight. Like, I just wish he would have put up more of a fight. But honestly, though, it just looks like Danny Boy is more Ashley's speed. So I'm happy for her. Brother lay his hands on him, goes on a date by himself, and he talks about being alone and how he has, you know, realized that maybe he has an issue with being alone.
It feels like half my heart was in that iPad. I guess that's why I'm so cold to other people here.
But, you know, from now on, he's on the straight and narrow for the rest of his time here in Temptation Island. And it's like, sir, you're on the straight and narrow because none of these women want you. You ran through the threesome girlies, and you thought you were going to be able to run through the rest of them. Amaya don't want you. Angel don't want you. Like, Nikki don't want you. Mark don't want you. I don't want you. Temptation Island don't want... The only person who wants you is Shantae. The only person who wants you at this point, Breon, is Shantae, okay? So that's why you on the straight and narrow, because don't nobody want your ass, okay? Prince Charming and Yemen go on a date down to a waterfall, and baby, this is nice. Bitch, they down to the waterfall, kissing and hugging all up under the water and shit like that. It's giving. Yemen definitely knows his way around these blizzard parks, okay? Pastor LDS and Little Miss Picnic Girly, they on a date and they rubbing each other down as usual.
Image I never thought I'd see.
Shantae chose to go on a date with Gio, Mulan's leftovers.
I knew you would be like fun and not bring any pressure to my situation.
And I just, honestly, Shantae, I want to beat you up. I want to beat you up because Hashim is right there. Hashim is right there. The fact that you didn't let Hashim split your guts wide open is crazy to me. It's the moment I would have seen brother lay his hands on him doing that dusty ass threesome, the way I would have let Hashim split me wide open by the pool. Hashim split me wide open by the ocean. Hashim split me wide open by the kitchen table. Hashim split me wide open in the shower. Hashim split me wide open on the balcony. Hashim split me wide open in the damn date in that cold ass tub y'all was in on y'all date. Hashim split me wide open on the ceiling. Hashim split me wide open on the roof. Hashim split me wide open by the other men's. Hashim split me wide open. Hashim split me wide open. Girl. I am so disappointed in you. During Black Women's Month, how do you not let Hashim get in your guts? I can't even get through. What else? Lino's on a date with Alex. I don't get it. I just Lino, go back to your woman, please, and do it ASAP. Y'all don't need to stay here no more. Just go on. Mulan is on a date with Max, and all she keeps talking about is her man, Lino.
The intention of making my relationship with my boyfriend stronger, that I want him just as much, if not more, wanting our relationship to work.
Girl, what? Mind you, she's on a date. Like, what is going on? Prince Charming is back at the women's villa. She's talking to Mulan, and she's saying how when she was on her date with Yemen, he was doing a whole lot of grabbing underwater.
We were underwater, and some booty grabbing was happening.
Oh.
I can't. Ashley was talking about how she really enjoyed her date with Danny and how they kissed. And then she asked Danny to spend the night. She said, can you spend the night? But we not hunching. So they didn't hunch, but they definitely did spend the night. And I thought that was cute. Period, Ashley. Make it clear. Ain't no pigs coming in this blanket, okay? I'm a vegetarian. Mark comes in the villa the next day and he lets the ladies know, hey, tonight is y'all last bonfire solo. The next bonfire will be with your, the mate that you came here with. So Shantae's up first and she sees Amaya confronting Breon and telling him how disrespectful he is, and telling him that, no, I don't want to go on a date with you.
You said you didn't cheat on her, but you did. You doing that.
Well, here.
Yeah, exactly. And you've been telling me you've been together this whole time.
She sees her standing 10 toes down on the fact that she doesn't agree with the way that he has cheated on his girlfriend. She's a girl's girl. She even sees Amaya's confessional where Amaya talks about how disrespectful Breon is and how he takes responsibility for nothing.
I feel like he just doesn't take responsibility for anything that he does.
I wish they would have showed Shantae, brother lay his hands on him, calling her weird. But then again, I just feel like Shantae is so far gone. Even with this video that she saw, she's like, oh, good for her. She stood up for her. Good for her. She stood up for herself.
Good for her. I'm glad she stood up for herself and she didn't want to be put in a position where she felt like she was going to feel uncomfortable.
But, that's about it. Like, I wish they also had showed Breon, trying to come for Amaya too, but they didn't. Anyway, Shantae's reaction to it is just basically like, I don't think there's any, like, the lights are on, but nobody's home with Shantae. I think Shantae is just used to this. Like, she just gives, okay, just another day of my nigga cheating. She just gives that. But it's like, girl, stand up. Like, stand your ground, please. Ashley sees Elvis Jr. on the date with Shower Girl. She sees him, dedicating a letter to her and giving her flowers. And she basically said, honestly, this is what he does. He jumps from girl to girl. Like, he was in his relationship with his baby mama. Then he jumped from that to me. And now to me, from her to her. Like, it's just that's what he does. That's just what he does. They show Mulan Lino holding hands with Alex and trying to flirt with her, but they don't show her their date, and I feel like they probably didn't do that because there just was nothing to see there. But she saw the video. She was like, okay, he's trying to test himself. But it just, again, like, Mulan, girl, the fact that you haven't seen any footage of any girl coming on to Lino, you haven't seen, like, the way none of these girls want your man, like, I would kind of be concerned at that. Like, damn, like, what do these bitches not see in my man? Like, what don't they see in my man? Prince Charming sees Pastor LDS with little Miss Bo Peep making out on the beach, and she said, honestly, I don't care. I have nothing left. I'm empty, child. I don't feel nothing, child. And I'm just gonna focus on me.
I feel empty. Like, I literally have, like, no emotion.
Now it's down to the men's bonfire, right? And Elvis Jr. sees Ashley kissing Danny. And I'm talking about she kissing him in bed, and baby, the waterworks, baby. I just wanna, baby, won't you go and won't you go ahead and won't you go ahead and won't you go ahead and cry? Cry!
I'm good, Mark. Thank you.
Yes, bitch, cry! Cry, bitch. He says, you know what? I moved on, and I actually feel relief watching that. And Mark was like, what do you mean by you feel relief?
I feel relief because I've known that I didn't completely want it, that I was forcing it.
And then he goes on off this tangent and tells Mark that the only reason why he stayed with Ashley for so long was because he wanted to prove to his family that he could be committed to somebody. And, all that bullshit. It's just, it's bullshit. Next. I don't give a fuck. Next. And he basically tells Mark that a lot of the relationships in his family, they stay long because basically, he doesn't say this, word for word, but basically the women be forgiving the men's for all the bullshit that they do. And that's what he's looking for her to do. Like, forgive me, stop holding on to resentment. But it's like, once she stops holding on to resentment, you fall into another piece of coochie. Like, how many times do you want me to forgive you? Like, how many times? I don't have a lot of forgiveness in me, sir. Like, what's going on? They show Lino Mulan professing her love during her date in front of her date's face. And he's very happy about that.
I'm grateful that I've come to realize there's only one Alexa.
Pastor LDS sees Prince Charming and Yaman down to the waterfall, baby. Hoo-hoo. And when I tell you water ain't the only thing falling. He goes on to say that he should have never got with her when he did.
We definitely got together at probably an inappropriate time because I was not the man I needed to be.
He was coming out of a marriage, and he kind of gives the same thing that Grant gives. And it's like, bro, here's the thing, right? Grant hops from women to women because he's just a hoe. He's a hoe, right? But Pastor LDS, you hop from women to women because you are poor. You're broke. And you are looking for someone to take care of you. It's clear as day. It is clear as day. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You just want a bed to lay at night. Period. Rion sees Shantae crying to Mulan about basically how, him having that threesome placed a bad light on him and how he disappointed her and he embarrassed their future children, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, it sucks that I had to touch the fire to realize that I was going to get burned or some bullshit like that.
And touching the fire to realize I don't want that in my life.
And then he makes it seem like, like he's done doing what he's doing. He just needed to feel that one time. Sir, you're done doing what you're doing because none of the other women like you. Remember how cocky Brother Lay His Hands on Him was in his confessionals after his threesome? That man just knew he could run through the entire house. He knew that. He could just run through the entire... That was what he was expecting to do. And when he realized he wasn't going to be able to do that, that's what, I'm going to be on the straight and narrow now. Yeah, okay. Now he also goes off into a tangent about, how his parents was on drugs and, he went to the foster care system until he was 17.
Grandparents couldn't take care of me. Grandma left, abusing the foster system.
And he's been on his own since he was 17. And it's like, you know what? I feel for you. I have empathy for that. But as somebody who was sexually violated as a child, as an adult, I have not gone around sexually violating people. As someone who was physically abused as a child too, I don't go around doing that to people. Okay? There comes a time in life where it doesn't matter what our background is. We know right from wrong. We have access to help. Okay? And I'm sorry, like for the past, I want to say like the last decade, the way mental health therapy, like all this stuff has been pushed, especially in the Black community. I have no empathy for Black men. I don't have empathy for men, period, who do this bullshit. But as a Black woman, I just want to say, when it comes to Black men who are abusive, whether it be sexually, whether it be physically, whether it be emotionally, whatever, I do not care what your upbringing was. I do not care. You have a choice. You have a choice to either get help or you have a choice to pass it on. And a lot of y'all make the decision to just pass it on instead of taking help seriously. I don't want to hear it. As somebody who was abused, I don't want to hear it. I do not care that your daddy was on drugs. My daddy was on drugs too. You see me out here being a crackhead? No. No. How many times have I told y'all my daddy was a motherfucking crackhead? Am I a crackhead? No. No. There comes a time in your life where you know right from wrong. Point blank, period. So whatever choices that you are making, you're deciding to do that. You're deciding to do that instead of deciding to get help. Okay? So the decisions that Breon made in Temptation Island, I don't care about his childhood. I don't care. I don't care. And let's just be for real. That man took a lot of pleasure in embarrassing Shantae. He made it clear even to Mark that when Mark was like, so are you going to plead your case? I'm not pleading my case for what? She's going to forgive me. She's a God-fearing woman. Remember when he said that? She's a God-fearing woman. She's going to forgive me. Okay? It ain't your childhood that's making you do what you're doing. It is the fact that you are just a no good son of a bitch. It's just that you are a trifling ass man. Point blank, period. You're trifling and you're nasty. And you take pleasure in seeing your girlfriend suffer. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Okay? Then we have him crying in his, confessional, fake crying, carrying on. I don't care.
I wanna make you smile.
I do not care. Cry. Baby, won't you go and won't you go ahead and won't you go ahead and cry? Cry. I don't care. I don't care. Go get help. And take the help seriously. Go to therapy and listen to the therapist. Do what the therapist is telling you to do. That's another problem with men. It's not just a Black man thing. It's men in general. By the time men go to therapy, most of the time it's too late. That woman that they've been in a relationship with has been begging them to go to therapy for years. So by the time they finally choose to go to therapy, it's too late. It is too late. Stop waiting until it's too late. Go to therapy and take it serious. Because here's the thing too. Then y'all have sons. And then you raise your sons like the animals that you are. Now it's a zoo in this bitch now. It's a fucking zoo. Do you guys see how women are treated in their relationship? Like, this is just like a glimpse into that. Like, please, men, go get help. Please, go get help. So episode 9, we start off in the men's villa and you have Elvis who picks shower girl for his final date. Not surprised. You have Pastor LDS who picks the picnic lady. I'm not surprised. Breon asked Amaya for the final date, but also like in their conversation, he was talking about what he saw at the bonfire, right? And he was saying how he saw the video of Shantae crying about him. And then he said,
She stood on business so much. The whole time I've not seen her talk to a guy.
And his whole thing is, man, she's a great woman. Like, she's a great woman. And she's had to see so many questionable videos of me, yet she hasn't put me in that position. And it's like, just the way he's talking about it, it just is so disturbing to me, because it's just like, yeah, look at how easy I got it, basically. I got it so easy versus what she got. It's just so disgusting to me. Shantae asked Hashim on the last date, And as a friend, I just want, it's like, girl, as a friend this, as a friend that,
I would be happy to go on the date with you. I'm glad you appreciate my honesty.
Shantae, you let me down bad. Shantae, you let me down bad. Hopefully you, like, I want to have hope that you'll, I just want to have hope that you'll bust it wide open real quick for Hashim. But it's like, girl, we both know you ain't about that. So we just know you. We both know you a puss asshole. You ain't. Baby, if I was in your position, the way I would have made Breon's whole chest cave in, and then once we got back home to Atlanta, I would have found his daddy, his crackhead daddy, and fucked his crackhead daddy while sniffing crack. I'm diabolical like that. I'm diabolical like that, sister. Ashley decides to take Danny Boy on her last date, and she asked him to spend the night, and he did.
Do you want to come on my overnight date?
Of course I do.
Yamin and Prince Charming are spending some time together. They in matching PJs.
Yeah, come on, there it is.
Another matching PJs right now.
Okay. And she asked him to do the last date with her, and he did as well. But she talked about how she was nervous about it. Why? What you nervous, girl? What you nervous about, girl? What you nervous about? You nervous about getting that Yamin all up in your Yamin? Mulan asked Gio for the final date, and I just, girl, gone. Lino asked Nikki for his final date, and then he told the guys that he plans on putting a ring on Mulan at the last bonfire.
I'm gonna propose to Alexa at the end of this.
Yeah, buddy.
Shantae is in her confessional. She's talking about her journey here, and then, she crying, and she talking about how she knows her worth, and
I know my worth. I've always known my worth. It's just hard when you love someone.
girl, what is your worth, Shantae? From now on, when somebody tells me I know my worth, I'm going to ask them, what are you worth? If you are a Shantae head asshole, I'm going to ask you, what is your worth? What are you worth? Tell me your worth. Tell me your worth, sister. Is your worth in the room with you? Is your worth in the room with you? Girl. And Shantae, you don't need to have a man. Let's have a conversation about Shantae real quick. You don't need to be in a relationship. You need to be in extensive therapy. Extensive therapy. You do not know your worth. You come across as somebody who actually thinks they are quite worthless. And I want better for you, sister. You need to find your worth. You need to need to go to therapy on your own. Like Breon, he needs his own therapy. Y'all don't need couples therapy. Breon needs to be alone, and so do you. You need to be alone, because there's no way that you are okay with your man coming on a show and doing what he did, and you're still healthy in your mindset. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You need therapy, and you need to be on your own, like Patti LaBelle. Yeah. In the men's villas, the women who didn't make the final date, they leave. Same thing happens in the fellas' villa. Everybody throws their deuces up and they leave, and everybody that's left goes on their final dates. You have Lino, who FaceTimes Mulan's daddy to ask him for her hand in marriage.
As long as you love my baby girl unconditionally, with respect,
Of course.
you have my blessings.
This is really precious. This is really precious. And, I'm really happy for the both of them. I do think, though, that they wasted all our time. It could have been another couple in this bitch. But then again, you know what? Why not have one wholesome couple? Especially when you have the other three that are just, I don't know what's going on. So all the couples are doing fun things. I think Yamin and Prince Charming were making fondue. You have Shantae and Hashim, they go parasailing. You had Amaya and Breon, they was out dating. They were out having lunch or dinner or something like that. And Amaya let him know, baby, tonight you're sleeping in a beanbag on the floor.
No, you're going to sleep on the beanbag.
You're going to say Breon?
And I'm going to wake up to the beautiful sunset.
Period. Nikki was helping Lino look for an engagement ring. That's cute. Mulan and Gio go swimming. Elvis and Shower Girl go to the beach. Ashley and Danny are making out poolside. Shantae is with Hashim, and all she keeps talking about is her man.
He brought me here and he just assured me that things are going to be all fine and dandy.
And honestly, girl, You let me down bad. Amaya and brother lay his hands on him are in their room, and period. She made his ass sleep on the floor for real.
Get out.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Literally stop.
Yeah, get your ass on the floor like the dog that you are. Roof, ho. Pastor LDS and Picnic Lady are down to the hot tub. Ashley and Danny have a good dinner. Elvis Jr. and Shower Girl are alone in a dome. And you have Yemen, who wakes up the next morning to make Sister Prince Charming a breakfast. And I think this was so nice to see.
Oh, well, look who it is.
My heart's beating so fast.
You know, they say their goodbyes, but it looks like they really made a real connection. So I'm wondering where that goes after this. You have Breon and Amaya who have a conversation, and he finally expresses regret for what he did.
I regret how I don't need all that wild behavior in my life. I had to go that far to understand that.
You know, all it took was the rest of the girls saying hell no to his foolishness and him sleeping on the floor like a dog. That's all it took for him to at least express regret. Shantae and Hashim say their goodbyes, and you have Hashim in his confessionals saying, wow, like, she knows what she needs to do. I hope that she does what she knows she needs to do and she doesn't fall back into this man's trap. So it's clear that he gave her advice on Breon.
I think she's going to leave by herself. I just pray as a friend that she doesn't fall back into that trap with him.
But it doesn't look like she takes heed to that type of stuff. It just doesn't look like it. It's just this man was literally giving her a lot of advice and telling her, girl, this ain't it. This ain't it. And let me tell you something. It's one thing when other women are telling you, hey, this dude ain't it. It's another thing when a man comes to you and tells you, this man ain't it. Because a lot of times men don't do that. Men don't care. Men are dumb. They do not care. Okay? They are legally blind to the bullshit that their homeboys be doing. They don't care, right? So when a man comes and tells you, hey, this guy ain't it, you really should take heed to that. And it's so clear she ain't. It's so clear that whatever Hashim is saying is going in one ear out the other. It's so clear. Shantae and Hashim say their goodbyes. And honestly, Shantae, girl, I will never forgive you. I will never forgive you for not taking advantage of this opportunity with Hashim. I will never forgive you for that, sister. So basically, everybody's having their last combos. I don't give a fuck. So now we down to the bonfire, and the first couple up is Shantae and Breon.
Trying to prepare myself for the conversation.
We have a chance.
And you have Breon who walks up to her. She's there by herself first, and then you have him that comes in. And he comes up to her, he hugs her, and that's where the episode ends. You know, I'm about to watch the finale, but I don't see her not staying with Breon. I just don't see that. I don't see her not staying with Breon. I would be surprised if she didn't leave Breon. I want her to, but I would be surprised. She doesn't give somebody that's ready to leave that man. I think that Lino and Mulan gonna stay together. Obviously, he wants to get married to her. I actually hope the rest of the couple split up. I hope that Ashley splits up with Elvis Jr. I hope that Sister Prince Charming leaves Pastor LDS alone. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens on the finale. I've seen a lot of stuff on social, so I think for my finale video, I'm going to do the finale as well as all the stuff I'm seeing on socials. I'm going to wrap it up that way. But what do y'all think about this show? I think it's great. I think it's diabolical. I think it's diabolical. I think this is the worst situation to put somebody that you love in. And I would like 50 more seasons. Give me 50 more seasons. Give me 50 more seasons. Give me 50 more seasons. Yeah. I like it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. I like it. Drop it in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Shantae, girl, I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm done.
When I first saw them, I was just like, oh, like, this can't be like what they want to.
What I signed up for.
Like, was y'all eating on a regular? I ain't never see y'all eating.
Eating is
I
crazy.
didn't eat.
Barely.
And this is where it comes into place for me. Being Black, it's difficult.
I was gonna get to that and ask all y'all, do y'all feel like the men's did not check for y'all because y'all was Black?
It depends on what men you were talking about. We're not exotic.
Do you feel they did that because you're a Black woman?
In hindsight, probably.
There are rumors swirling that there wasn't really a threesome. Okay, now hold on, Miss Courtney. Hold on.
VBS, I just turned the water on. Big old flex, that you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Keeping on my lip, truck look like bricks.